don't know if I want to sing or not. And I'm dancing like it's 1987. 85. Whatever the DeMonte song is. Hey, it's Bryon Lape back with a beer review, and here we have today New Belgium 1985 IPA. I know I'm singing a goofy song. This is Voodoo Ranger 1985. DeMonte, I think is her name. I don't know what her real name is, and I think she's like 2 years older than my daughter, which is kind of weird. But anyway, she has this song 1987, which is. It's like a blend of the 80s. There's some punkish new wave elements in the way things that they're wearing. 1987 was pretty much hair bands and what they called the power ballad on the radio, not the kind of techno song that they sing. But anyway, this is 1985 IPA. So this is a variant on the Voodoo Ranger. And unlike Ron, who does his homework and talks about the beers and things that I used to do, I'm just winging it. I don't know shite. So I don't know what kind of variant this is. This is a pack. If I remember, it says hazy IPA on it, but that may be incorrect. It is very light in color for a IPA. Now you might say, oh, but it's pale ale. That's what the PA stands for. Yes, but the IPA style is more of a deep golden color, not this really pale, I don't know, lemony. Wow, and there is just all kinds of junk floating in it, which I've not noticed before. So hopefully this can has not gone bad. That might be the hazy part. So anyway, I picked up a 6-pack of this. I want to say it was Walmart, but I'm not positive. Because I'm fairly certain I've also seen this beer at Food Lion here in Mountain City. Every time, swear to God, every time I start to do a beer review, the dogs do something. Maybe they'll be quiet. I don't know. But anyway, this is... So it doesn't say, but it's a variant on Voodoo Ranger. I guess that's the idea. That's why we've got the... Now, I will say that the glasses and checkerboard hat, that's also what reminds me of that video for her song, because that's really not the 80s. So, I was alive then. I remember them. It's almost like a cross between styles, because it has the citrusiness of I want to say East Coast IPA, American. Because typically the British one is very harsh hops. This is why a lot of people don't like IPAs, because they're very thick in the hop department and a bit bitter. People talk about almost like you're chewing on a pine cone. And I want to say the West Coast IPA is very piney. I may have this backwards, but I think it's right. But anyway, head retention's pretty good, but it is very pale. I mean, it's like a yellow lawnmower beer. Should we do a thumbnail? Sometimes I remember to go find these things, and sometimes I don't. What's really crazy is sometimes YouTube will find them for me. Dozer, I will get you more water in a minute. I swear. I filled that water dish up 20 minutes ago. Everyone's happy. They were finally calm after being outside chasing rabbits. Down into the woods. The rabbits, of course, lost them. Did see some wild turkeys today on a walk. it kind of frightened me because at first I just saw this big bird go fly and I went, oh crap, what's come after my chickens? And another one flew and I realized it was a turkey. I haven't seen them in the yard this year. The hens do not like when they visit, but they just walk in the yard and kind of look at stuff and then they go. Last year I threw them some corn. They didn't care for it. I mean, there's two reasons why I want the wild turkeys to feel, I won't say welcome so much as non-threatening, because if I do need to eat, I want to shoot one. So now in Tennessee, my understanding is they have to be bearded, which is that kind of formation. I don't know how old they have to be bearded, but I'm fairly certain there was two I saw in the woods over that way, and up that way there was another one making a noise that I couldn't see, but it was a noise matching what those birds that took off were making. So I'm hoping to hear them again. But anyway, very tropical, very fruity on the nose. Body feel, body texture is, I know you probably can't see it in there, but there's stuff floating. So this is why I almost want to say it's a juicy East Coast IPA, not quite a Northeastern, but it's almost like it's in between because it's a bit more bitter than you would get with a Northeastern IPA. And I don't know why. Well, it is really fizzy. It's why I'm belching so much. But it's just tropical fruit, orange, tangerine. I don't get any lemon. I'm sure the really good experts can. For some reason, lemon is a flavor, even when I was much younger, that I could rarely get out of beers, even my own. So as refined as my palate seems to be, I'm not a beer judge. I did do it once as an apprentice. And what was crazy was the stuff I got was like half what the guy sitting across from me got. Out of the same beer. It was anyway. I am babbling on to 7 minutes. So this is a good in between. What I'm seeing is an in between styles IPA. It's a nice introduction. So if you're used to milkshake IPAs and northeastern fruity juicy IPAs, this is a bit pulled back from that. So it's a nice step toward a real IPA. But it's not all the way, right? It's very light in color. It's not golden. It's not a deep golden color. It's not caramelized. It's not bitter. It has very low IBUs. I don't think they have that on the can. And most likely they got it in a printing that I can't even read. It's 6.7%. So to me, it feels juicy, but not overly so. It's not sour, obviously. It's not bitter. It's a nice blend of between the two. So basically you say, okay, it's a step away from the Northeastern, maybe. I would say to make it closer to an East Coast IPA, that coloring, it's got to be clearer. So we get rid of the stuff floating, which I am assuming is yeast. So we get rid of that. We get the coloring to a little bit closer to a deep golden. So SRM, this is probably what, 2 to 4? So maybe an SRM of 8. We get a Love Bun crystal malt of probably 20, maybe 15, but probably 20. Probably only half a pound for a 5-gallon batch. And that'll give you a hint of crystal malt, a hint of that sweetness. And we step up the bittering hops, maybe 2 alphas. And then we have a step closer to a actual IPA. But overall, this is like a 4.5 out of 5. It's very drinkable. It's got good flavor. Probably goes well with just about anything. Sauerbraten, probably not so much. But savory meats, seafood, spicy foods, bland foods, salty foods, grilled asparagus and corn, and so more vegan stuff. Oh, grilled asparagus. Oh, that's with rock salt on it, or it's a what they call like pink. What is that? Pink Himalayan sea salt. Oh, the non-iodized salt, not the bleach stuff. But no, good. I like it. It feels like it's in between. I don't know why they picked 1985. If you know, please let me know in the comments below. And I'm sorry I babbled on for so long, but no, good. Good 4.5 out of 5. Thank you very much for stopping by. Thanks for clicking like and subscribing. We've had an increase in subscribers again recently, and a few went away, but we've got some few. Let me know the types of videos you really want to see. I'm trying to get back to the stuff I used to do all the time. I used to do a mixture of beer reviews and supplement reviews and pop culture corner and programming stuff. The drive that had my Apple emulator died. I got most of it off. I'm going to try again probably in a week or so when I got some time to get the second portion of it off. The problem is I really need to find a good emulator for that runs under Linux. I'm trying to get away. My iMac is dying. It's old. I don't know if I want to get a newer. I don't have the money for a new one, but I don't know if I want a newer M1 or M2 machine. But I still use Final Cut, but that is literally, I use Gmail for the most part. The mail client doesn't work anymore with Gmail. Half the time Firefox crashes. I think it's Brave or Vivaldi, one of those two refuses to update. So I have to do something, and I really want to move to Linux as my permanent driver. But I need a video editor, and I need things like the emulation, the Apple II emulation, or even early Mac emulation would be great too. And most of the stuff I find for Linux, it's, well, here's some libraries and some ground stuff. You're going to have to build and compile all your own stuff. I don't have time. I do have the knowledge and experience. I do not have the time. So let me know in the comments below for that as well. Thank you very much for stopping by and putting up with me for 12 minutes. And we will see you. Goodbye.